I've been a huge fan of salt, particularly either Himalayan salt or mined salt or even just sea salt. Older sea salt being better because it doesn't have pollution in it like modern salt from the ocean does. Sea salt really helps your adrenals when you take it in the morning. So one of the tricks that I've talked about on the Bulletproof blog for a long time is taking a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt in a glass of water when you first wake up. And what's going on in the morning is that your body's using your adrenal capacity to make cortisol. And cortisol is helped to raise your blood pressure so that when you get out of bed, you don't suddenly have a drop in brain blood pressure, which makes you pass out and then a tiger eats you. So it's a matter of life or death to get your blood pressure up when you wake up. Having some salt lowers the stress on your adrenals, because the way your blood pressure is raising is by changing the ratio of sodium to potassium, at least one of the ways. So you can help that by just taking a little bit of salt. There's a great study out there that shows that the current recommended daily allowance for sodium is so low that it actually increases risk of heart attacks, doesn't decrease it. So there's an upper limit and a lower limit, and the risk curve between them varies. It depends on how much sleep you got, how much working out you did, how stressed you are. But the number one thing that you can do is use real salt instead of that processed chemical salt with flowing agents that doesn't contain trace minerals. And then listen to your body. If you crave salt, there's a reason you crave salt. So when you do that, don't eat junk salt, eat real salt. Same way your body craves fat. If you're craving fat, eat butter. Don't eat a potato chip that contains oxidized damaged fat. So listen to your salt cravings. This is a vial I've had for a long time. This is the salt that's left in it, and I've traveled with this thing to, 25 countries on hundreds of trips. And this is good for 5 days. I use this entire thing of salt in that amount of time, and I feel great when I do that. When my sodium levels are low, I don't feel good. My resistance or my resilience is not where I want it to be. I don't resist stressors in my environment the way I should. So I'm supporting my biology with salt. And you are not a good person if you don't put salt on your food when you want it. You should actually salt your food if your taste buds tell you that you should have salt. It is something that increases your resilience. Salt can make you more bulletproof. And if you're one of the 2% of people who are salt sensitive, hypertensive, you need to do a lot more biohacking, and salt may not be good for you. But for the other 98% of us, I think you should have a vial like this too.
Here's how to hack your sushi. I'm stopping here in Flushing, New York, or near Flushing, and we're going to Whole Foods on the film shoot for the Toxic Mold documentary. And I just bought some salmon avocado roll. Normally I'd get a rainbow roll. Step one.
See the head of foam that's formed on it? This is similar to what you get with a latte. There are actually little bubbles still coming to the surface, just like a freshly steamed latte.